Hello and welcome back for another video. A video I certainly was not expecting to be making today. I thought I'd be making it in a few days, but I'm happy to be making it today. The trailer for 007 First Light, I almost said Project 007, has just come out of nowhere. I thought it was going to be happening at the reveal event that IO is doing in a few days, but it happened during the PlayStation State of Play today. So we'll probably be getting maybe gameplay in a few days, which I'll probably talk about when that happens, but I had to do a reaction to this because this game was announced almost 5 years ago, November 2020, and I've been so excited for it, but we've had absolutely no news for it whatsoever. But 2025 seems to be the year of Bond news, so it makes sense that we're getting an announcement this year. I don't think it has anything to do with the Amazon takeover of creative control of Bond, by the way. I think it's coincidental, but I'm very excited for this, and it's called 007 First Light. I love that title. It reminds me a lot of the comics, the Bond comics, which I love. The title was announced a few days ago, and we have what I'm assuming is the box art of a silhouetted Bond. I've already seen some people complain about what he looks like. We haven't even, I'm assuming I'm about to see what the character model actually looks like. I don't think it's going to be like an actor. I think they said it was going to be an original model of a new character. So of course it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a younger Bond. They've already said it's an origin story. So yes, he looks, even just from the silhouette, I can tell it's going to be a younger guy. I love his suit. There's his jacket though, and he's got what's definitely the PPK. So they're checking off the right boxes as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I'm very excited. So without further ado, let's get into the trailer. Still not seen his face yet.
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way.
Classic Bond backstory, the climbing accident.
He was 11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every
Eon
major boarding
Productions.
school in Britain.
Oh, I recognize this guy.
Always at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
He actually looked at that, so that's his
instincts.
They're doing motion capture. We're using the actors' faces, so maybe this Bond actor is actually going to be what he looks like in real life too.
And I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination.
So obviously, I'm assuming one of these is M. It must be the lady, right?
He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
They're talking about.
I think you just covered.
They're talking about putting Bond in the 00 program from the Royal Navy.
Simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
He kind of looks like an actor that I recognize, but is it an actor or is that an original face?
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had
That must be Moneypenny, right?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
Q. Oh, I like Q. Looks good. They all look good. I like totally original characters. I mean, that was definitely going to happen. Q gadgets. Okay, some gameplay here. So you can actually play as Bond through his training in the 00 program. That's pretty cool.
I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the end game is, we won't see it coming.
009. Meaning... So it's another MI6 agent gone rogue. It looks very action-packed.
Gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom.
Oh, he's wearing a mega watch.
The hell with that.
Oh, a classic Aston too. Very nice. Yellow. Oh, Majesty's music. Dun, dun, dun. That's an interesting choice. I guess, you know, he's becoming a part of His Majesty's. Well, yeah, His Majesty's Secret Service now. I guess that makes sense. Locations. The locations look so much like the Hitman locations from the new trilogy, which is fine because they were beautiful. I love the neighbor jacket. Nice.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
So that's the box art. So they were waiting to reveal it. Oh, nice. And Live and Let Die skin outfit. That's cool. Okay, tune in for the gameplay. So I'm assuming that's what's happening in a couple days. There's certainly a lot to break down from that. And but I'm not going to go frame by frame, but covering the most important parts. the Bond's origin story is kept the same. You know, his parents died in a climbing accident. He was orphaned and then brought into the Royal Navy, and now he's being trained in the 00 program. And I'm a little unsure of how I feel about what Bond looks like. I love that he has the scar. Love that, because that's straight from the books. But he looks, I mean, it's just going to be very hard for me to wrap my head around a young Bond, this young. But this is how old he would have been training in the program. So the thing about Bond is we're used to him being a veteran, having been in the service for not forever, but long enough to be extremely good at what he does. So to see Bond like in this stage of his life, we've never really seen it before, at least in live action or a game sense. So it's a little jarring, but it doesn't mean it's going to hinder my enjoyment of the game. But the action looks a lot of fun. I mean, the gameplay is probably going to be just like the Hitman games. It actually looks more action-packed than the Hitman games because those games are more about stealth, and I'm sure that's going to be an element of this. But this looks like it's more over the top as well, and a lot more explosions and stuff, which you would associate with Bond. But yeah, I think the story is, I don't know what it's going to be besides what I've already discussed. I'm assuming they mentioned 009 in there, so maybe it's a rogue agent sort of thing, or maybe that's just one of several different stories and missions you go on. But I guess the end result will be Bond getting his 007 moniker, or maybe that will happen somewhere in the middle of the game. I don't know. But it looks exciting. It looks fun. I'm just so glad we finally have this game revealed, because we've been sat on it for 5 years, theorizing about what it's going to entail. But it looks fun, and that's all I really care about. And I think it doesn't say when it's going to come out. Let me click on here and let me see if it says the release date. I love all of Bond's different disguises. That's a really neat little thing. I mean, that's very Hitman, and it's nice to see that kind of thing back in Bond, because we haven't had it recently with Bond in the films. And we have all the MI6 crew, all looking great, original models, which is, of course, the case, and that's exciting. What I'm excited for mostly is Bond working with other 00 agents, because we hardly ever see that in the movies, and it looks like that's going to be a core element of at least a part of this game. So that's going to be a nice, different thing for Bond. I mean, everything about this story of this game and is going to be a new thing for the Bond franchise. So I'm excited. I'm very interested to see what other people have to say about what Bond looks like and what this game looks like. Let me know what you think. As always, let's get the conversation going. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, and I will see you next time.